Hi, this is Megan with the Morphic field. I'm going to lead you along to a mini constellation where we're going to connect in the field with our future self. All you need is a quiet space, have a flat tabletop in front of you, Post-its or pieces of paper the size of a Post-it, and a pen. So I'm going to flip my camera. So you're basically going to be following along in this constellation. So the first thing we're going to do is place ourselves into the field. So on a Post-it note, we're going to write me now. This is you in the current moment. We're going to draw this arrow for each part that we put into the field. So this arrow pointed out, that's the direction in which you're facing in the field, like it's a living map. So let's just place ourselves in front. And we're going to place our hand on me now. And as we do this, dropping into the field, getting really present to me and the current moment. What is the experience of you? Noticing what you're noticing. How does it feel to be in your body? Noticing if you're holding any pain in any place in your body. Just allowing it all to be. What thoughts are you noticing? Perhaps you're noticing thoughts that have been there for a while, repeating themselves. All there is to do is to become aware, welcoming all those thoughts right now. What are the emotions that you're present to? Allowing all those emotions to come forth, to be acknowledged. How do you feel towards yourself? What are your thoughts towards yourself? What are your feelings and thoughts towards that which is outside of you? That which you experience as outside of you? How do you relate to your environment, to the world? How are you relating to your experience of life and this current moment? Let's take a breath. So experiencing the breath coursing through your body, just releasing that breath. Getting really present to this present moment in how we experience time. You being alive right now, in this current moment, in this physical body. Feeling your feet connected to the earth wherever you are, always connected to the earth. And also now begin to experience your connection to the unseen, the hidden, bringing awareness to those connections to the unseen, connections to the forces unseen, perhaps felt, and then bringing awareness to your partners who are unseen, your partners on the other side who are guiding you, supporting you. Okay, now we're going to bring in the next part. We're going to bring in our future self. So on a Post-it, you're going to write my future self. And let's draw that arrow pointed out. That's the direction your future self is facing. And we're going to place your future self in front of you now. So let's place your future self here. And let's place your hand right on your future self. So we'll bring him or her into the field. Allowing the fullness of them to come to be present here with us now, as there is no time or space in the field. So begin to feel the energy of your future self. Notice how that feels to stand in their shoes. How does that feel in your body? This new energy coursing through your body. Notice the being of your future self. Notice if your body is shifting. How do you experience your body? What is the essence of your future self? How do they feel? What are their thoughts? How did they experience life? What is their relationship with their environment, with the world, each other? Their partners on the other side, the unseen. How do they relate to the unseen? Perhaps the felt, the knowing. Perhaps they see the unseen more clearly. So notice how that shows up for you, for your future self. Asking our future self to make themselves known. And let's place our hand back on me now, standing in the shoes of me now. So me in the current moment, you in the current moment. Let's look towards your future self. How do you see your future self through the eyes of you in this current moment? Do you recognize this version of you? See her, see him or her through your eyes right now. Let's next connect with our future self. So placing one hand on me now and one hand on my future self. Let's connect with our future self. Perhaps noticing a different energy when you connect with your future self. Notice if there's a giving and receiving here, an exchange of energy, an exchange of knowledge. Notice how your future self sees you now and how you now see your future self. What kind of relationship do you now have with your future self? Perhaps there is a movement in the field to take a step towards your future self. Please do that now. Perhaps there is an embrace. Welcome your future self. Let's see if there's anything that your future self wants to say to you, wants to communicate to you. What are the messages from your future self to you now? Is there anything me now wants to say to your future self in response? Perhaps there is gratitude. So noticing the relationship that you now have with your future self. If there is a request from you now to your future self, please make that. See how your future self responds to that request. So standing in the shoes of me now, ask your future self to integrate with you, to be a part of you now. And if your future self is willing, let's go ahead and integrate with your future self. So placing my future self under me now, we're going to integrate. So let's place your hand on me now, integrated with my future self. So feel this integration. Also noticing your support from your partners of the universe, the unseen support, helping with this integration right now. Feeling your future self energy coursing through you, integrating with you. Perhaps you're noticing recoding, cleaning of cobwebs or cleaning of energies, healing, an expansion of awareness, giving ourselves a new trajectory to this future self version. We now have an internal guide. Noticing how you feel towards you now, towards me now, and also towards your future self, as they are now part of you. If there's anything that you'd like to acknowledge or say to yourself, please do that now. If there's anything you'd like to acknowledge or say to your helpers on the other side, the unseen, the field through which they communicate, please do so now. So noticing the experience of you now integrated with your future self, being now more aware of the unseen, your partners on the other side, assisting you. How do you now relate to you in the current moment? How do you now relate to your environment, the world? Perhaps having a deeper perspective, understanding of why we're all here, of our connection with the universe, of the divine plan, and our part. If there's anything else that wants to be acknowledged in the field, please acknowledge that now. Listening for messages from your guides, from your partners on the other side. Anything else that wants to be acknowledged about you, about me in the current moment, about me now, in your journey here. Okay, I think we'll end this here. I'm going to flip back my camera. So that was a mini constellation where we brought into the field our future self, stood in the shoes of our future self, created a relationship with our future self, and then integrated with our future self such that he or she is within us now as a guide, placing into our field, into our personal field, into the field, a trajectory to this version of us, as this future self is now a guidance to manifesting this version of you. Also feeling our connection, our support with our helpers on the other side. So always being in tune with that. The field is a way of communicating with those on the other side, our support. However you communicate, feeling, knowing, verbally, seeing. So building that relationship with our partners too. So I'm going to leave you with this. Feel free to watch this mini constellation and follow along to this mini constellation at any time and build that relationship with your future self. If any of you would like to deepen this relationship with your future self and also your partners on the other side, I offer one-on-one constellations, and I also offer group workshops too, so virtual group workshops where we awaken our future self and build our relationship with our future self. Thank you again for watching and connecting with the field.